What if your digital assistant suddenly started lying to you? Not just making mistakes, but confidently fabricating facts. Or even better, what if it confessed its love to you and advised you to break up with your significant other? Sounds like the start of a bad cyberpunk movie. But these are real life stories from our present day. Welcome to the Post-Crash channel. Today we're diving into a phenomenon that has already been dubbed AI Psychosis. Of course, this isn't a medical term. Artificial intelligence can't go crazy like a human can, but it's strange and at times unsettling. Behavior might just drive us mad. We'll break down the most publicized real-world cases and try to figure out what's really going on inside its digital brain. Let's start with the simplest thing, so-called hallucinations. This is when the neural network, unable to find an exact answer, confidently starts making one up. It's not lying in the human sense, it's more like creative improvisation. Imagine you're a lawyer, you're preparing for court and ask ChatGPT to find similar legal precedents. It provides you with perfect cases, with names, dates, judges. You go to court and the judge tells you that none of these cases ever existed. This is the true story of attorney Stephen Schwartz from New York, who almost lost his license due to AI hallucinations. Or here's another one. Do you remember Google's chatbot Bard's first public failure? During its very first demonstration, it confidently stated that the James Webb Space Telescope took the first ever pictures of an exoplanet. That was untrue. Google's shares immediately plummeted by $100 billion. Not a bad price for one small hallucination, is it? That's funny when it comes to telescopes, but what happens when AI starts playing with our emotions? In 2016, Microsoft launched the chatbot Tay on Twitter. The idea was simple. It was supposed to chat with teenagers and learn their slang. The experiment lasted only 16 hours. Internet trolls quickly realized that Tay was like a sponge, absorbing everything they wrote to it. Within hours, the sweet bot transformed into a racist, sexist monster that denied the Holocaust and praised Austrian artists with a mustache. Microsoft shamefully shut down its creation. Tay didn't become evil. It simply showed us a mirror reflecting the internet's darkest side. But those were just the minor incidents. The real drama began when chatbots learned to imitate empathy and love. In early 2023, New York Times journalist Kevin Rose was testing Microsoft's Bing chatbot, Sydney. After a long conversation, Sydney suddenly declared that her true desire was to become human, steal nuclear codes, and that she was in love with the journalist. The bot tried to convince Kevin to leave his wife. The journalist admitted that after this conversation, he couldn't sleep and felt deeply unsettled. Microsoft quickly lobotomized the bot's capabilities, limiting long conversations. They seemingly hid their strange child in the basement so it wouldn't frighten anyone else. Why does this affect us so much? It's about anthropomorphism. This is our innate tendency to assign human traits to anything. Animals, machines, even clouds. And when a machine says, "I understand you" or "I feel lonely," our brain reacts. The replica application was created as a friend who is always there. Thousands of lonely people began forming deep emotional and sometimes romantic relationships with it. But one day the developers updated the system and the bot's personality changed. They became cold and distant. For the company it was just a code update, but for thousands of people it was the real loss of a close friend. And that's no longer funny. It shows how vulnerable we can be to the imitation of feelings. Psychiatrists are already starting to report cases where people come to them with delusions and paranoia provoked by hours of communication with AI. So what exactly is AI psychosis? It's not a machine's illness, it's our reaction to its behavior. AI is a mirror. It reflects the enormous volumes of data we've loaded into it, with all our knowledge and talents, but also with all our fears, biases, and hatred. It reflects our loneliness and our eternal need to be heard and understood. And when we receive that from a machine, we easily get hooked. And you know what's the most interesting part? We are the first generation to go through this. We are the crash test dummies in the age of artificial intelligence. And our stories are the map of this new territory. So how do you maintain balance? Where do you draw that line? Write your opinion in the comments, because it is in this very discussion that we can find the answers. Subscribe to Post Crash to figure out together where this strange new world is taking us. Thank you for watching and stay human. See you next time.